Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing April's wrap-up. In April, I read 25 books. One of them I read twice, so technically 26 books, which is the lowest amount of books I've read in a month all year. But I had finals and benchmarks, and it was a crazy month, so I'm okay with 26 books. I am going to be changing how I do wrap-ups starting today. Going through 26 books, or 25 books, one that I read twice, is too time consuming. It takes so much time to film and then edit and upload. So I've been trying to figure out how I want to do these wrap-ups, and I think that I want to do the best two and the worst two. And that's just going to be from going on from now on. I might also do another video in addition to my wrap-ups where I talk about all the 5-star reads that I read in that month. If that's something you would like, please give this video a big thumbs up and I will start doing that. So it might seem like extra work, but honestly it would be so much better than what we were doing. This month, our two worst books are DNFs, so I don't know if I should technically count those or if I should pick other books too. So I think I'm going to talk about my two DNFs, my two worst books, and it was a tie for 3 of my books as best books. So we actually have 3 best books this month, 2 worst and 2 DNFs. I think that sounds great. Now, I had a great reading month as far as 5 stars went. I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I gave 7 5-star ratings. Oh wait, I gave 8 5-star ratings because I forgot about one. To start with, we're just gonna get my DNFs out of the way. Like I said, I have 2 DNFs for the month of April. The first one is one that I was super hyped about, that I really wanted to love, and that was The Push. I can't remember the author right now, so I'm going to look it up for you. The Push by Ashley Audrin. I went into this book with the expectation of getting a thriller that was going to keep me on my toes, that was going to scare the bejesus out of me. And as someone who wants to be a mom, I've been warned not to read this if I am a mother, if I'm going to be a mom, or if I'm pregnant. Don't read this book. I read 89 pages of The Push, and nothing happened. Maybe it's one of those slow simmering type of hauntingly scary books, but I didn't get it. I did not understand it. I DNF'd it. It was a shame too, because that one I actually paid new book prices for, which I never do. So that one was kind of sad. The second one that I DNF'd, I'm sorry, Mom. I really didn't think I was gonna like that book anyway. It's One Day by David Nichols. It's like this love story that happens over a span of 20 years, but they only meet each other one day every year. And I could not get into the writing. That was my problem with it. It was very confusing, and it wasn't for me. I kind of knew going into it that I was going to have a hard time with this book. It's not something that I would normally pick up, but my dear mommy picked it when she was here in January, and I really, really wanted to have a buddy read with her, so I was like, yeah, let's try it. But both of us did not like that book, so we both DNF'd it. If it was just me, I would have pushed through for my mom, but she didn't like it either, so those are my DNFs. Okay, now let's talk 1-star books. My 2 worst books of the month of April, besides my DNFs, you know. So this one really, really, really hurts me. But I read The Last Final Girl by Stephen Graham Jones because he is a horror author who is very, very loved and hyped here on BookTube. Let me tell you, this book had great writing. I love the writing. I would definitely want to read other books by this author. The thing that ruined this book for me was as soon as I was starting to get into it and really enjoy the action and everything, it would go into a movie script. So it would be like, oh, as the lights turned down and the spotlight went on this character did this. So it's a slasher book, but it's written as like a movie script. So the movie script aspect of it took me so far out of the book that I just hated every second of it. And I really, really wanted to love it, but I am really wanting to read more by this author. So that's where we're at there. And then I think it's actually my last 1-star. I think there were only 2 1-star books in April. And this one, I Know You Know by Jilly McMillan. This is the second book I've read by this author, and I think it's time for me to say that we do not get along. So the only good thing that I found about this book was the podcast element, which I love the podcast element in a good mystery. But it wasn't, I went in thinking it was going to be like this epic fast-paced thriller, and I just did not get that. It just wasn't for me, and that's okay. I think I'm done with this author. None of what I've read by this author has worked. Like I said, it's the second book. So that's where we are with that. Now instead of me ending on like a negative note, let's leave negative Nellie behind. She's in the past. And let's talk about my top 3 books. And I do think that they're in the right order. So, number 3, these are all 5 stars, by the way. Number 3 is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Hong. Oh my gosh. This was so good. So you follow this girl whose name I'm completely blanking on. Stella. Can't believe I forgot her name. But you follow Stella, who has Asperger's and its own voices, so the author truly does have Asperger's, but more than that, she just wants to be normal, whatever normal is. And she hires a male escort to teach her first. She wants him to teach her how to be active in the bedroom. And then she wants him to teach her how to be a girlfriend. And it was so cute. Stella is like this awkward little flower of a character, and as someone who knows people who have autism, I think this was done phenomenally. And it's fake dating, which is one of my favorite tropes, turned into real love, maybe? I mean, if you're reading a romance book, then you know that the ultimate goal is that they end up together, so, you know. But this was in 3rd place because it's amazing. Okay, and then 2nd place, this one was really hard because the 1st and 2nd place books are both amazing, and I recommend all 3 of these books. Number 2 for the month of April is Pretty Little Wife by Darby Kane. I have a spoiler. I have a vlog full of spoilers. I'll link it up here if you want to watch it. You follow this woman, Lila. I think her name's Lila. Who last saw her husband's dead body in the car where she staged it, but his body is no longer there. So was he really dead? And why is all this weird stuff happening to Lila now? That's all I can tell you because it's a thriller and you need to go in as blind as possible. I had literally no expectations of this book other than Amanda telling me that she hopes I love all of the books that she sent me for my birthday as much as she did. But I had no idea what it was about. And I think that's the best way to go into this one. You are in for a ride. Somehow it feels like a slow simmer with the characters because it's very character driven, it's very slow, but somehow it also feels like it gut punches you, and it's super action packed. I don't know how that's possible in a thriller without spoiling everything for you, but oh my gosh, this one left me speechless. Whatever you think is gonna happen in this book, it's not. I can promise you it's gonna go completely left field. So don't try to guess this one. You'll burn out your brain like I did. Trying to guess it. It was a very, very high 5-star rating. It was almost first. Now, the first book, the best book of the month that I've read, this is the one that I read twice, pretty much back to back. So I read it, and then I finished an audiobook that I've been listening to for months. It was super endless. And then, because I needed another feel-good book, I read the On Honeymooners a second time. So, the On Honeymooners by Christina Lauren is enemies to lovers, fake dating, fake honeymoon. If you are like me and you've never read the On Honeymooners, you follow Olive and her twin sister Amy. So Amy gets married at the very beginning of the book to her, the love of her life, her fiance. They get married, and she is the type that will enter all the sweepstakes. She got pretty much her whole wedding for free, all the dresses were free, everything was free, including the honeymoon. However, hold please, come here. We have a special guest star. Are we at all surprised that Jellybean wants to be here? Okay. No, we're not. On Honeymooners. Everyone gets sick from the seafood buffet. Everyone except for Olive, who is Amy's twin, and Ethan, who is the brother of the groom. But Amy and Ethan hate each other. Like, hate each other. Over some stupid reason. I do have to say the reason is very stupid. But immediately I loved their banter, and everything isn't exactly as it seems in this book. So anyway, Ethan and Olive go on this honeymoon, and that Amy won, and maybe this fake honeymoon is exactly what they needed to fall in love. Come on, you know you're reading Christina Lauren, you know that there's a happy ending and all the cheesy romance, which I complain that there's happy endings for all the cheesy romance that I read, but I love it. It's so good. I have read The On Honeymooners and Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren, which I loved both of them, but this one is the far winner. So this is my favorite book of the month. Look at it. Go find it at your library and read it because it was great. Alright, so these were my 3 favorite books of April. if you enjoyed this wrap-up a lot more than the extremely long ones, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I will catch you guys in the next video.